You need to start to stretch yourself. And no, I don't mean getting out, stretching, flexibility, yoga type thing. I mean like metaphorically, but like even more beyond that. Stretch yourself. I want you to stretch yourself beyond what you think is possible. I want you to tackle something that you don't think is currently feasible, that you're capable of doing it. I want to prove yourself wrong. I'll give you an example. After university, had a career-ending injury with, actually was in university, career-ending injury with soccer, and it sort of forced me to not be able to do much. I hadn't ridden my bike in maybe 10 years or more, and I saw this pamphlet at the coffee shop that I was studying at, and it was for the Ride to Conquer Cancer. For those of you guys that don't know, it's a 200 kilometer plus 212 kilometer bike ride from Toronto to Niagara Falls. They do give you breaks. They do have a stopover on the first day, so it's not that you're doing it all at once, but it is a pretty grueling effort that you're riding your bike where most people would drive that distance. I signed up because, cancer, it did affect me in my life, my family, who's close to me. It affects 2 out of 5 Canadians. But if that was the worst that I had to go through, like going through some bike riding, uncomfortable situation, it was nowhere near what other people would have to go through in their life. So I thought it was something simple to get started, but more importantly, it was a way to get myself started again, stretch myself, and say, okay, let's go. I signed up for something that I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I remember I signed up around February, and the race was in June. So I had to start training. I had to start doing all this stuff that I was not necessarily ready or comfortable with yet. I was also never comfortable with asking people for donations. I did all the way growing up for sports teams and that sort of thing, and it was never something that I was good at or I particularly enjoyed. So along the way, I decided to do like a fashion show and a number of different other events, and I ended up doing the ride and crossing that finish line. There's nothing that beats that sensation of realizing that you did it, and this is something I want you to take. It's that feeling of crossing the finish line when you didn't feel like you could have possibly even done it. And I ended up doing it 5 times after that, and it was continually a push. I always wanted to make myself a little bit more challenged, raise a little bit more money, do that ride in a little bit quicker time. And I think where I want you to take this is, of course, I want you to cross your own finish line. I want you to stretch yourself. I want you to pick something that you feel like you have not done before, and you're going to accomplish it. You're going to prove it to yourself. You're going to overcome. You need to prove this to yourself. You need to be able to say to yourself, yes, I can do this. And I want you to cross that finish line. But first, you got to keep pedaling.